Hello everyone, welcome back to our CATIA practice series. In this lesson, we will learn create a plastic ice tray in the part design environment. We will also learn how to use access system, access to access, rectangular pattern, shell and fillet tools. So let's start the exercise and build this part step by step.
I was dreaming in my sleep, now wide awake, with Kathy up by my side, there's no mistake. Always had a wish to create and design. Now I'm building futures one line at a time. Could sketch a ship or design a plane. With Kathia, every dream I can sustain. Stay with me, I'll show you how it's done. Our journey to the stars has just begun. Dreams with Kathia come alive, stay tuned. In a world of possibilities, our talents bloomed. From the sketch pad to reality, watch us soar. With every click and curve, we crave for more. From the smallest bolt to towering steel, with Kathia, our thoughts become real. Together we'll create wonders.
Hello everyone. Today I want to draw this part for you. This part is a plastic ice tray. Maybe you have seen how to draw it before. Here I will use another method. First we will check the shape and define the coordinate axis and the drawing method. I will place the origin in the center of the part. I will also show you the horizontal and vertical axes with the mouse. Now I will start drawing the part. I enter the sketcher environment using the XY plane. I draw a central rectangle with a length of 285 mm and a width of 105 mm. I exit the sketcher environment. I use the pad tool to make the rectangle 1 mm downward. Now I want to draw the edge of the part. I enter the sketcher environment using the YZ plane. I use detail A of the drawing. First, I draw the outer edge using the profile tool. I complete the dimensions of this edge. I create an offset of 1 mm from it using the offset tool. I close the two horizontal and vertical edges with two lines. Now I position the shape. I exit the sketcher environment. I enter the sketcher environment again using the upper surface of the rectangle. I project the edge around the rectangle using the project tool. I exit the sketcher environment. I make sure that no sketch is active. I activate the Rip tool. In the field next to Profile, I select the first sketch from the specification tree. Notice that when you move the mouse over the sketch name, its shape becomes orange. In the field next to Center Curve, I select the second sketch. I click OK. The edge is created. I look at the shape from the top. Now the rectangle I created does not have fillets at the corners. I do not need to go back. I double-click the rectangle sketch. I enter its sketcher environment. I select the rectangle by creating a rectangular box around it. I activate the Fillet command. I move the mouse inside the rectangle. I click at a suitable point. Now I double-click the dimension value of one of the fillets. I change the dimension value to 5. I return to the Part Design environment. I receive an error message. Now I have to find what prevents the rectangle sketch from being updated. I click Edit. Then I click Close. As you can see, I entered the sketcher environment of the edge profile. I zoom in on the shape. I activate the Sketch Analysis tool. I do not see any problem. Now I delete the two coincidence constraints on the upper edge. I move the shape a little in the horizontal direction. I see a point. I delete it. I apply coincident constraints again. I return to the Part Design environment. As you can see, the shape is updated. Now the corners of the rectangle are rounded. The upper surface of the rectangle is also on the XY plane. I create a body. The body is active. I enter the sketcher environment using the XY plane. I create a central rectangle. Its dimensions are 45 by 30 millimeters. When you add the dimensions, pay attention to the direction of the rectangle sides in the drawing. I want to round the corners of the rectangle with a fillet of 2 mm. I want to select the rectangle by creating a rectangular box around it. Notice that the first corner you click with the mouse must be outside the large rectangle. If you click on inside the surface of the large rectangle, you will not get a corner. I return to the part design environment. I use the Drafted Filleted Pad tool to make it three-dimensional. I set the extrusion direction downward. I set the height to 35 mm. I set the draft angle to 10 degrees. Remember, the second limit is the surface from which the pad starts. I activate the second limit option. I change the fillet value to 2. I click OK. The first solid shape is created. Now I have to position the two parts relative to each other. As you can see, the corners of the two shapes are 5 mm apart in both directions. First, I create a coordinate system at the corner of body 2. To create a coordinate system, I first need to have a point. If you remember, the first sketch was a central rectangle. Its height was 45 and its width was 30 mm. Now I activate the point tool. Look at the main axis. Enter 15 for X, enter 22.5 for Y. Click Preview. If the point is in the correct position, click OK. Now I activate the Axis System tool. In the Origin section, click Point. Do not change the directions or the other settings. Just clear the current option. If this option is active, the new axes are used as the reference for the next measurements. Click OK. Now we have a coordinate system for this part. I activate the part body. If you remember, its sketch was also a central rectangle. I activate the point tool. Enter 137.5 in the X field. Enter 47.5 in the Y field. Now I click the Access System tool. In the Origin section, I click the point. I clear the current option. I click OK. Now we have two coordinate systems. First, I activate body 2. By doing this, body 2 will move. I activate the Axis to Axis tool. In the Reference section, I select the axis on body 2, and in the Target section, I select the axis on the part body. I click OK. Body 2 moves and is placed in the required position. Notice that if body 2 is not in the correct position, you should check the coordinates of the points again. I activate the rectangular pattern command. In the first main section, I set the parameter option to instance and length. I count the number of instances from the shape. There are 8. Remember, when you define the total length, you must calculate the distance from the anchor point of the first model to the anchor point of the last model. The object remains current solid. In the Reference Element section, I select the long edge of the part body. I correct the direction. I activate the second main section. I set the parameter like the first section. Instance becomes 2. Length becomes 50 millimeters. I correct the direction. I click OK. Our pattern is created. I activate the Assemble command from the Boolean Operations group. In the field next to Assemble, I click Body 2. In the field next to 2, Part Body has chosen. I click OK. The two bodies are combined. Now I activate the Shell command. The thickness value is still 1 mm. In the Faces to Remove section, I click the upper surface of the rectangle. The shape is created. Now I activate the Fillet command. I set the fillet value to 2. I select the required edges. I click OK. The shape is created here. I look at it from the top. Very good. In this lesson, we also use the Access System and Access to Access tools. Watch the lesson carefully. I hope you enjoyed this exercise. See you in the next exercise. Goodbye.